Okay. All right. So there's the post. So now I'm going to throw it up. And I'm not streaming to YouTube.
Yay!
I am not streaming. Yeah, I do not want that drama in my life. I don't need that drama in my life.
Yeah, I got hit again by some people. I thought I had turned my filters down, but on, but I didn't. So I got hit again, but that's okay.
Okay. All right. So I think we're live on Substack. So if somebody can just keep up with that chat, I'd be really appreciative.
We are live on Substack.
Okay, cool. All right, so there's people there. So, all right. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another show of What Survives the Morning. I'm the host of the show, Wendy. My cohort, Miranda. My life partner, Kira. Brandon, the gayest guy that I know. And Onyx, the most trans person that I know other than myself. Naturally, of course. Although I don't know, Kira's pretty trans too, but I digress. So we'll go right into it. So did everybody catch the news that some Christian dude from LA over the weekend tried to kill Donald Trump?
Is this a true thing or is it a setup?
No, well, it's all right. So let's examine that. So Kira has thoughts. Kira, I want to hear your thoughts. Real or false flag?
It's kind of hard to say. It feels false flag, but yet, are they trying to frame someone who's real? I mean, is that the scenario, or did he actually do it? I mean, if he actually did do it, he's pretty stupid. Because that was pretty stupid.
Well, over the weekend, the Brute organization, published his manifesto.
Oh.
Yeah, in his manifesto, he said, I'm a citizen of the United States of America. What my representatives do reflects on me, and I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes.
Whew. Yes.
He prefaces that by saying, well, to be completely honest, I was no longer willing a long time ago, but this is the first real opportunity that I have had to do something about it. So
nice.
Let me explain to you so then he says, my targets, administration officials, weirdly not including Mr. Patel. I'm not sure why. Yeah, he was going to attack the administration, Trump included, but he wasn't going to shoot Mr. Patel. I'm not sure why. They are targets prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. And then he says, Secret Service. They are targets only if necessary and to be incapacitated non-lethally if possible. AKA, I hope they're wearing body armor because center mass with shotguns messes up people who aren't.
Right.
And then he says, hotel security, not targets if at all possible, AKA unless they shoot me. Now, I want to talk about the security of the event. The guy checked into the hotel 2 days before the correspondence dinner, which meant he was able to load his room up with all of his guns and ammunition 2 days before the dinner happened. And what does that tell you? The Secret Service does not do a very good job of scanning areas around where the dinner is happening.
Right. Because 2 days, by the way, Wendy, your nails look beautiful. But yeah, 2 days. 2 days is, that's crazy.
Right. So it's not just me. I mean, that's fucked up.
No.
Okay. So then his manifesto goes on to say, Rebuttals to objections. Objection 1. As a Christian, you should turn the other cheek. So he's identifying as a Christian. And his rebuttal to that statement is turning the other cheek is for when you yourself are oppressed. So he then goes on to say, I'm not the person raped in a detention camp. I'm not the fisherman executed without a trial. I'm not the school kid blown up or a child starved or a teenage girl abused by the many criminals in this administration. Turning the other cheek when someone else is oppressed is not Christian behavior. It is complicity in the oppressor's crime. It's complicity in the oppressor's crimes. Miranda, do you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'll just say yes. At this
Okay.
point.
So then, and I love this part. The 4th page of his manifesto says, P.S. Okay, now that all the sappy stuff is done, what the hell is the Secret Service doing? Sorry, I'm going to rant a little bit here and drop the formal tone. Like, I expected security cameras, bugging hotel rooms, armed agents every 10 feet, metal detectors out the wazoo. I walked in with multiple weapons, and not a single person there considers the possibility that I could be a threat. The security at the event is all outside, focused on protesters and current arrivals, because apparently no one thought that what happens if someone checks in a day or two before. Like, this level of incompetence is insane, and I very sincerely hope it's corrected by the time this country actually gets competent leadership again.
Well, I mean, it's like everything else. Loyalty is more important than competence. So
That is true.
loyal to him, Secret Service agents aren't necessarily going to be good at securing a location or vetting people or whatever.
Oh, Kira, who is the Secret Service loyal to, since I know you watched the video?
Well, they did escort J.D. Vance out first.
So people start screaming shots fired, and Vance is the first person that the Secret Service escorts out of the dinner.
Well, another thing to keep in mind is that each person has their own security detail. So Trump has his own security detail, and the vice president, Vance, has his own security detail. And Vance's security detail got him out of there ASAP, while Trump's did not.
Yeah, they his security detail went over to grab him. They picked him up. He moved like 3 feet. He fell down. And then while that was happening, SWAT came in, and like 4 SWAT guys got around him. And so, I don't know. It was suspect. But here's the other thing. This is why we think that it's a false flag.
Yeah.
So, Caroline Leavitt, pregnant Caroline Leavitt, a half an hour to 45 minutes before the dinner gave an interview. And in the interview, she said, everyone should tune in because tonight there's going to be shots fired.
She said that?
Yes.
She said that, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So now I'm just going to say, if that bitch doesn't lose her job,
wow.
Get this. It's an unconfirmed story. I haven't been able to confirm it yet, but the rumor is the child she's carrying is not her husband's.
Do we know whose? Maybe.
Right, exactly. We don't. And the reason that came out is because of the labor secretary mess that happened over the weekend that everyone missed. Do you know about the labor secretary mess? Bremer is her name. All right, so get this. So she resigned from her post at the labor as the labor secretary. Now, she's been doing the Cash Patel. She's constantly drinking. She's constantly in an inebriated state. She has repeatedly been cheating on her husband with numerous labor secretary employees. And those
And apparently he's been dipping into that pool too.
Yeah, let me get to that. So the funny part. So she's fucking around with people in the labor secretary office. On top of that, her husband and her dad are creeping all of the labor secretary people. So her dad is calling up labor secretary female employees. Hey, are you in town next week? Well, why don't you tell me where you're staying? So maybe you can show me around town or a bit or whatever. So her husband and her father are even bigger creeps than she is.
So, none of this would be a problem if the whole party didn't spout about this bullshit, if the party was just more honest and said, sex is sex and whomever you want to have sex with is fine and it's consensual, so that's cool. But, for them to spout about family values and morals and all this shit, and then all of this shit happens, it's just like, come on now.
I don't really have any understanding. I legit just do not. I don't fucking get it. None. So that happened all on the weekend. Now, let's get to the 60 Minutes part. Did anybody watch 60 Minutes last night? It's the news. I doubt anyone did. So at the beginning of the 60 Minutes interview, Nora, what's her name?
O'Donnell.
Yeah, what is it?
O'Donnell.
Nora O'Donnell. So did you watch it, Brandon?
No.
All right, so she says, did you think they were coming for you? And then she reads the portion of the manifesto where the guy's like, I am not going to let a pedophile and a rapist and a convicted felon represent me and my interests anymore or whatever. Like, she read that line of the manifesto. And so, but she didn't say it was him. And he looked at her and he said, "You're a disgusting person for reading that in front of national television. I am not a rapist. I am not a pedophile. And I am not a convicted felon. I never raped anybody." Now, she never said it was his name. She just quoted that line from the manifesto, and it freaked him the fuck out.
Oh, wait, Donald Trump said this.
Yes.
He's the one who got freaked out. Oh, so he basically told on himself again.
I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a rapist. I never raped anybody. Sure.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy, after your entire lifetime, bragging about your sexual conquests.
Right.
So I will just tell you in today's digest, I posted the full 40-minute overtime interview. Just watch the first 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes of it is just it's fucking magical. Because he just actively tries to deny the fact that he was ever a rapist or that he was ever a sexual predator or any of the other shit that he is, clearly. And so what he actually said, you should not be reading that on 60 Minutes. You're a disgrace. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody. Excuse me. I'm not a pedophile. I never played with children. It just went downhill from there. So anyway.
That's what's going to happen. It's going to eat away at him either till he gets the day he deserves or until he just dies. And I'm hoping.
And then did you hear about the ACLU thing?
No.
Okay, so a gay bar in Bushwick on the 16th did what they called Turning Point USA Gay, which was a bunch of drag queens that were all dressed up like Erica Kirk and Melania
Right.
and all these other people to raise money for the ACLU's Drag Defense Fund. Get this. They raked in about $36,000 that weekend.
Yeah.
And so, and by the way, the drag queen that they got to dress up like Melania, a little bit thicker than Melania, just going to say, but nailed it. Fucking nailed it.
Nice.
Just fucking nailed it. So that required me to go to the Delivery, Stormy Delivery, who was a drag queen, one of the early drag kings, way back. Yeah, she actually got into a fight with police at Stonewall.
Isn't she the one they say who was the progenitor, the one who started Stonewall, like the whole riot?
Like, apparently, she was the one. There was an altercation between her and police, and
she was like, "Come on!"
That started Stonewall, and then the argument is: did Sylvia or Marsha throw the first brick?
Marsha has come out and said she didn't.
Yeah, I think Johnson. Yeah, like towards the end of Johnson's life, I think she finally said it was really Sylvia. I think we just did that for dramatics or whatever. But Stormy says it was a rebellion. It was an uprising. It was a civil rights disobedience. It was not a damn riot. You need to shut the fuck up about that. You need to let that the fuck go. And so that's the thing. When you're the witness, you get to name the thing when you're the witness. So Saturday at the Hilton was a lot of things. It was a security failure. It was political theater. It was a man on television performing, the very charges in the manifesto of the shooter who wanted to kill him. But witness is what we have. So between drag queens and Bushwick, who were also witnesses, and then the librarian, that's the other part of the Today story, is that there are numerous librarians who are refusing to de-shelve queer fiction in children's schools. And so now there are movements in red states to dissolve entire school boards for not taking those books off the shelf.
Librarians are our heroes. I'm telling you, they don't have to wear capes. But did you hear Mandami elected a black gay librarian? Is that correct?
Yes.
Black lesbian librarian?
Yes. Huge. Yeah. She was in yesterday's post, actually. I'll get her name for you because I felt like she was pivotal.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she was completely pivotal. Mamdani's
he's doing the things he said that he was going to do.
Yeah.
He's making that.
So Smith Cruz is her name. And she curated exhibitions on the Salsa Soul Sisters, which is New York City's first lesbian of color organization. As a teenager, she co-founded Sister Outsider, which is a paid peer education nonprofit for young women in Brooklyn. That its whole focus was harm and self-harm reduction. And so, get this, that's Mamdani's third queer commissioner.
Yes.
He nominated Taylor Brown, the first transgender director of the city's first ever LGBTQIA affairs office. And then he hired Lillian Bazagnore, who is the first openly gay New York Fire Department commissioner. And he keeps it up. I mean, he's going to have an entire gay cabinet before it's over. I feel like that's pretty fucking huge. It really is.
Did you hear that he was also he's doing a low cost food kitchen or low cost kitchen, like smack dab in the middle of Spanish Harlem, but he's not calling it Spanish Harlem. He used like the actual like Spanish words, like the barrio or something like that. You know, he's relating to the people of each borough. You know, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, like he's connecting with people from each borough and being like, what do you need on the ground to make your lives better? And then he's doing it.
Right.
It'd be really great if more government did that.
Right. You know, just take a look.
Well, I think that's why Trump has a bromance with him.
I think
Trump
they're all
has a
scared.
bromance with him because he wants to be that popular. He just can't.
Well, because he can't put those things in place, because then that would take money away from him and all the people that are controlling him, because he is just the puppet, you know. It's the marionettes who are worried about that.
So we do not always get to choose what we see. We do get to choose what we call it after. And so today's first question was going to be, what did you see this weekend? And what did you call it? I saw an assassination attempt that was a botched and a horrible attempt to get better ratings because some idiot's ratings are in the fucking toilet. And that's what he does, is he manufactures an assassination attempt to cause his ratings to go back up. But if anybody else wants to stab at that question, please feel free.
Well, I heard on the radio, I heard an interview from one of the attendees, and she said there wasn't much security when they went in. They just kind of flashed a badge and they let them through. I don't know if that was true for everybody, but it seems like the security is kind of like, I mean, if somebody gets through,
Why? Just let them go on through. That is the thing that surprises me so much. If it's a president that people are known to hate. How can you then not have security, like real security? Like this security should be, you know, in and out of the rooms, like you said, like bugging rooms, sweeping, and you know, there should be no way that a guy can walk in with a bag full of guns and ammo 2 days before a president is supposed to be giving a speech. You know, there's just no way it should happen. So I don't know. It sounds set-up-y to me. I don't know.
maybe they're just tired. Like the most of
They're tired
America,
too.
they're just like, you know what? If you want to come in and
Let it happen.
just oops.
That's why I keep on saying, you know, the worst curse is to hope someone has the day they deserve. And so I am certainly hoping he has the day he deserves. I am hoping it's prison justice, but if not that, then any other day is fine.
Well, in yesterday's news article, I called it the Hinckley Echo. And do you know why I called it that?
Yes. I actually read yesterday's article.
Okay, so the Hinckley Echo, education time, Brandon, if you did not read yesterday's digest, is that literally almost 40 years ago, in the same month, in the same spot, the White House Correspondence Center was where Hinckley tried to kill Reagan.
Yeah, I didn't read the article, but I knew about that.
And so when I called it the Hinckley Echo, I got a bunch of Mastodon like kickback or whatever. Oh my God, Wendy, that's brilliant. I'm totally going to use that now. And so that was a real big kick. But yeah, I mean, how did anybody not see that? For that matter, how does anybody not see that coming? So here I have a question, and I would like response from all of you about this. So Kira already knows this question because I asked it. So in 2023, the worldwide long distance confirmed sniper shot kill happened in Ukraine. You know what the distance was?
What?
4,136 yards, which is about 2.3 miles. And it was
Wow.
by a Ukrainian who killed a Russian soldier. Confirmed kill. 2 miles is a really long distance away. Why hasn't somebody dared to try it?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because if a motherfucker could get into the White House Correspondents' Dinner in a hotel that he checked into like 2 days before with a buttload of guns, why can't some dude just park his ass on top of a building?
And I hate to say things like this, but I wonder really what's going on. Like why aren't people trying this? If and I hate to say it like that, but why aren't many more people trying this? If it's I mean, we have snipers. Do these people really want to follow his word? Is he really
So for this guy, I mean, this guy was a teacher and a game developer. By the way, I feel really bad about this, but yesterday I bought the Shooter's game on Steam for $2. He had a game on Steam. It was $2. I bought a copy.
Nice. Did you play it though?
Oh no, I haven't played it yet. It's symbolic. I don't give a shit. If I never play that game, I don't give a shit.
Right. If I had Steam, I would buy it too.
Yeah, the guy's a game developer. So right, and he was a teacher, and he so I mean he was professedly a Christian. So I mean really, like, if a guy from LA who's a Christian and a teacher and a game developer, he goes off the deep fucking end, then Onyx, are you telling me you want to say something?
No, something just happened. I'm sorry.
Okay. So if that guy gets pissed off, that means there are many more people that have to be more pissed off than that. Like a lot more pissed off than that, in my opinion. I just don't know how else to interpret that. So, which leads into the next item on today's agenda, which is the Vito Russo quote. So, Vito Russo was the founder of ACT UP, which was one of the original AIDS organization and demonstration orgs from the 80s. And so he died from, full-blown AIDS complications, like a lot of people in the 80s did. And he said, some of us are dying, some of us are not. Live or die, all of us are at war. And based on where we are right now, that statement from 1988 is just as true then as it is now, or worse. Rousseau gave that speech surrounded by people who'd be dead in 5 years, himself included. The choice was never to outrun what was killing them. There was no outrunning it. You weren't going to do it. The choice was what you did with the time that you still had a voice. Drag queens in a bar raised a bunch of money for the ACLU. Librarians are reshelving banned books in red states probably tomorrow morning. The war that Rousseau was talking about in a different theater is the same thing that we're experiencing now. It's just the same casting. And so, right, what the fuck do we do? Over the weekend, we got our kids together this weekend, and our oldest turned 21. So, like a responsible set of mothers, Kara and I took our oldest into a Chili's and ordered him his first girly drink. Tito's Punch. And it was in Duluth, Georgia, which, Kara, what's your opinion about Duluth from a trans perspective?
Place fucking sucks.
I can tell you the same thing. Place fucking sucks.
So we're like, I would say we were in a Chili's that's 100 yards away from where they filmed Stranger Things, the old Gwinnett Place Mall. And so they bring the drink out, and Alex picks the drink up and tastes it. And he's like, I don't taste anything or whatever. And so Kira's like, no, you got to stir it. And I'm like, yeah, you got to stir that. Well, here, let Mama taste it first. So I tasted it. I'm like, yeah, that needs to be stirred up. And they stirred it up. Well, and Onyx pointed this out in the Loops video that I took of this. I did take a Loops video of this. It's out in the Fediverse. The couple and the two kids that were at the table directly across from us,
Yeah.
the husband kept clocking, glaring, and sneering.
Right.
Like, and then every time his wife would turn around, she would sneer. Well, I would just, do this shit and, hi, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. But the husband had this just disgusted look on his face.
No.
And so, yeah, I did, today's second question is, what are you willing to lose to keep things going? And the fact of the matter is, I'm willing to lose some of my emotional state just so assholes like that can know that I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'll be in that neighborhood, and I don't give a shit.
We went shopping on Saturday. We went to Outlet Mall in the suburbs, a suburb that is in Lauren Boebert's district. So at the Outlet Mall, we were just walking around, doing our thing, and got tons of those like attempted stare downs from people. Especially the ones in Christian t-shirts. I don't know what that's about. But, they were putting all of this energy into trying to project their hatred, but they knew that, they couldn't do more than that in that situation. So, I just kept smiling, being happy and unbothered. And a couple of them, I don't know, I think I saw smoke coming out of their ears because they were not happy that they weren't happy about my non-reaction to them.
Yes.
But yeah, also the spoils from the shopping are that I got a new purse.
Very nice.
Oh, I'm a bag where I now have to see it. What is it?
I haven't done the switch all my stuff to the new purse, but here it is.
It matches your shirt, just about.
Yeah.
And your lipstick. It's beautiful.
Nice leather purse.
How many pockets does it have, though? Pockets are a thing for me.
Yeah, it doesn't have as many pockets as what I usually go for. It's just got the big pocket and one other inner pocket. So I don't know. I might need to buy some little pouches to
So
sort my stuff inside, but we'll see.
It's funny you mentioned that because, strangely, Miranda, I know another girl who has a purse that's that exact color that I'm not sure where they got it from, but that's their daily carry purse.
Well, this one came from Portland Leather Company or Portland Leather Goods.
Portland leather goods.
So they have like a regular storefront in downtown Denver, and then they have their outlet mall location here as well.
All right, so Brandon, now I'm going to ask you to talk about something.
What?
The 11 gripping elements of every graduation speech.
Oh gosh. You know, graduation's coming up, and I was like, I don't know how many graduations you've been to, but no matter where or how many, you always hear the same speeches from the valedictorian. It's like, follow your dreams, reach for the stars, forge your own path, etc., etc. It's like, oh. So I just came up with a satirical article about and a bingo card.
You made a bingo card? I'm going to open the bingo card.
Oh, I love the bingo idea.
Yeah.
Chase your dreams.
Yeah.
So, B1, Webster's dictionary defines more text.
Every time you'll hear it. Webster's dictionary defines success as yada 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 yada, or it may not be. It's usually success, but it could be something else. But there's always a Webster's definition.
Okay, so everybody knows. I'm pretty sure everybody knows this. But back in the 90s, there was a band called Baz Luhrmann. And everybody knows what's going to come out of my mouth next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They did this song, and the song is a musical iteration of a speech that Luhrmann gave to a bunch of high schoolers. And literally it starts off with, wear sunscreen. If I could offer you one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it, and it goes downhill from there. Which is funny because when I look at your 11, your 11
Elements.
bingo card. I look at the bingo card. Easily, like 4 of the things on that bingo card are mentioned in that song.
Oh yeah.
Reach for the stars.
Oh yeah.
But I have a question, Brandon. What the fuck is a listicle?
A listicle. Well,
I love it. Listicles are fun.
I want to feel like that might be a testicle, but I don't want to ask.
No. Many, a lot of people make listicles on Substack and Medium. Well, basically, I made a listicle, but I didn't number them. It's 8 steps to success, or 11 elements of every graduation speech, or 5 ways to blah 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 blah. You know, it's always
Those are called listicles?
Listicles are what BuzzFeed originally made their thing about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's Robin Wilding. Does that person do
Oh,
listicles?
Brandon is very tight. Aren't you really tight with Robin Wilding?
Yeah, she discovered that people like them, and so she's been doing a lot of listicles. And
yeah, that's all I read from this. So it's a she. That's all I read from her. Yeah.
Yeah, she that's what she's been doing lately. She's like, it's working for me, so it
is.
Yeah.
I keep on throwing her posts out. I'm like,
see, here's the thing. I guess I try to do that with the food and the herbal pieces that I mix into the digest every day, but now I'm tempted to actually make it a listicle sea of people.
Yeah, you need to put it in the title. 5 ways to enhance your bean meals or whatever you decide you're going to do.
Your bean meals?
Look, I quit using beans because I got tired of you telling me, does it have beans in it? No, it doesn't.
I don't mind beans. I don't mind some beans. I don't like the Great Northern beans though. You can get rid of those. Ham and beans is not my thing, but
Are those
pinto
beans
beans
like
refried?
I would figure you would like the bigger beans than the smaller beans. I'm just saying.
Huh.
Well, I mean,
This conversation is lean.
a bean. I don't know. I don't never seen a bean very much bigger than something like this, and that's just.
Well, I had a small bean and I had to have it removed because it was too small and
Too
not
small.
working correctly.
Okay.
My testicle, yeah. One of my
I mean, I
testicles.
could really just steer the conversation in the wrong way. You want me to do it?
Well, we've already done it. Like we're talking about
Oh, here you go.
testicles.
Woo! Hey, see
so is
I got stung by
Brandon?
the
Are you going to do a
bee,
listicle about
and
testicles?
it
at
won't
some
go
point?
away.
Oh, that's
The
what
bee
I
sting
should
won't go
do.
away. I keep wanting the bee sting to go away. It's not going away. Problem is, I have this other one over here. It won't go away either.
Miranda, that is a good idea. A listicle about testicles.
There we go. No.
I'm gonna work on it.
You're gonna work on it. Oh, Tom Joad joined our live stream. Yay.
Joe is awesome. Tom Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know Tom
Oh
Joe.
yeah, of course, Joe. So I going right into the Hansberry quote to sort of tie it up. I sort of keep my section titles. So the section title for that quote is the carrying, what your body knows when you close the tab. And I always try to end with that. And so in Hansberry's case, it was a journal entry that she wrote in '62, which was published posthumously because she'd gotten cancer. And she said, I wish to live because life has within it that which is good, that which is beautiful, and that which is love. And therefore, since I have known all of these things, I have found them to be reason enough, and I wish to live. And the hard part about that is that she wrote that the year before the cancer hit her. And she had 2 years. She had 2 years left to go. And so, reason enough, not a flourish, a math problem she was solving. The only way one solves that problem, the problem of life cut short, is by insisting that wanting to outlast the body is what we want. We carried that sentence forward because she wrote it knowing that she would not. And that's the entire job. And so this morning, I was reading an article and I read the byline of the article to Kira, and it was talking about Freddie Mercury. And so they were recording the Innuendo album, which was Mercury's last album. Mercury is in the middle of, plastocyst, AIDS influenced pneumonia. And he's in really bad health. And so the way that Brian May says it is that while they were recording that album, Mercury told him and Roger Taylor and John Deacon, you guys just write a bunch of shit. Let's get it all into an album. And then after I'm gone, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. And, that'll be it. And so, from Mercury's perspective, I don't know how I feel like I'd be the same way. Like I would find that out and I literally would want to go out and live as much life as possible that I could cram into whatever period of time that I could cram it into to sort of just, burn it out versus there were comments in the article were like, well, if it was me, I'd go into seclusion and I'd just try to be at peace or whatever. And it's like, no. And so, in the same interview, John Deacon was like, we were in the recording studio. It was clear, very clear, that Freddie was sick. He had to have constant rest breaks all through the recording process. They did 3 music videos for that album, and they took 5 times as long to film because Freddie had to take all these rest breaks in between because he was in such bad shape, and yet still did them. And so that says to me, that's, what do you want? What is your wanting meant to outlast you? Or what's the thing that you want to outlast you more than anything else? And so, in Freddie's case, it was the music that they were writing together. I think Miranda and I would both agree, and Kira probably too, that I would want my writing to far outlast and influence other people.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw my hat into that ring too.
And I imagine Brandon's the same way. I want somebody to find Brandon's writing like 500 years from now and be inspired by it.
That would
And
be nice.
they'll still be doing graduation speeches the same way.
Oh yeah. It'll this will still be relevant.
Well, I don't know. Kira, do you think we can talk our kids into doing this shit after we don't do it anymore? I don't know.
I don't know. They're not really writers so much.
2:30 p.m.
Hey Siri, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't really think they're writers. So I don't know.
Well, let me ask you a question. 300 years from now, are there even going to be writers anymore?
Yes, there will always be writers.
Sure about that?
There will always be writers.
As long as there's humanity.
Yeah, as long as there's humanity, there will always be writers. There will always be storytellers. There will always be people to pass stories down from generation to generation to generation. So, yeah.
Well, yes, I agree. I fastidiously agree that, oral traditions will always survive. As long as there's druids, people will tell stories. Hell, as long as there's a fucking pub for people to go to at 4 in the afternoon, guess what? There are going to be people telling stories. That's just how that works. But I like writing. I work with a bunch of people. You'll laugh when I say this, but I pose this question at work, and I want you guys' opinion before I tell you exactly what I said in response to this. So I have a coworker, and whenever the coworker gets a Teams message, Slack message, an email message, or any other form of electronic communication, that person uses Claude to write them a response and then send that response, and that's it. How the fuck did we get here?
Oh no, but it's annoying.
So here I looked at my director and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And he said, "No, I'm not." And I said, "Well, who is it?" And he told me, and I went, "Oh, yeah. Well, that totally makes sense. I completely get that." But here's the thing. So what happens when a room full of people are doing that? Is that just going to be Claude talking to Claude, talking to Claude, talking to Claude again, talking to Claude, maybe talking to Gemini and ChatGPT? So it's a bunch of AI that's talking to each other because nobody wants to use their brain anymore.
There's
Yeah.
a place where there's
Simulated conversation.
there's an AI water cooler. I don't remember where I heard this. There's a place where they have AI talking to each other.
Great.
It's basically what you're describing.
Although, here's one thing that I've heard about AI, and I don't know if this was AI or quantum physics, where they went into one dimension to grab solve the solution to a problem that they couldn't solve in this dimension, and used that solution in this dimension and made it work. Have y'all heard about that?
I have not heard about this.
Okay, yeah, check it out. It's it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So solve for Y so that you can solve for X.
Kind of, yeah.
Solve for what? Well, I
I don't miss calculus.
2 plus 2 is 5, but only 0.1% of the time. So people have asked, like if you go out to Grok and you ask Grok, if you could destroy the world, how would you do it? And Grok answers this completely nonsensical answer of, well, I don't like the ethics of what you were suggesting,
But
if you're gonna do it, here's how. And the answer is this most nonsensical, no way that you could do it answer, and so I would like whenever an AI gets asked one of the unsolvable questions or whatever, like
you just leave it at 42.
What's the answer to life, the universe, and everything? It's like, okay, it'll answer 42, but at what point do you send the AI into a loop that constantly causes it to circle about until it blows up? And how many people are going to die when the data center blows up if that happens? But Kira will know this because we went to a conference and a couple of friends of mine did this. Get this. So from an AI perspective, how much data do you have to feed into an AI model? So Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever. So basically, stand up an AWS instance and then stand a Bedrock up and then run a model in Bedrock. How long will it take you to taint the AI to start generating malicious program code, for instance? And so a couple of my friends and I figured out that it would take over a 1-year period of time between 5 and 10 petabytes of data. Now, how big is a petabyte? Petabyte is 1,000 gigs. So you're telling me that 10,000 gigs of data spread over a year's time is enough to poison an AI? That's probably already happening right now.
Well, it's less than that. I mean, you can break the AI in a lot less than that. I mean, you can do it in just one or a couple of prompts, actually. You can get it to give you unsafe content if you know how to prompt it.
Well,
so how do you know this, Brandon?
I've done it.
Have you been using
maybe you can pass it on to me.
Images, Brandon? That's bad.
No, I've done it as part of a job. Freelance working, I've done AI training, and one of our jobs was to try to break the AI, try to give it certain types of content and ask it to give us something it wasn't supposed to give us, and it would. I mean, you have to know how to ask it, and but
so figuring out the right way to put the questions.
Yeah.
It's like trying to get on the dark net, or like back in the day. Like now it's a little bit easier, but back in the day, you have to do this.
Well, I don't know, Kira. How easy is it to get on the dark net?
Oh shit. Well, since Silk Road went down, I don't get on it anymore. But when Silk Road was running, I was, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not alone there. I mean, there's two of us that. Anyway, I didn't say it. I'm not
You didn't
here
say
to
anything.
say this. Well, that's all I had sort of for today was talking about assassination attempt number 3. It didn't work, so I mean, I was really hoping we would have something to celebrate this weekend, but we don't. So fuck it.
Well, we can always hope he gets the day he deserves, and
I mean, it's long since time for karma to sort of pick up and do what the fuck it's supposed to do, right?
Right, and it's at this point where karma's not doing it fast enough. It takes people to step up, and this guy did try to. So maybe somebody will take his place.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I don't know.
Miranda, Kira, Brandon, Onyx, do you have anything in closing?
Always, no trash, no transphobia, no racism, no ableism, no sexism, no homophobia, no xenophobia, no Islamophobia, land back, reparations, no borders, fuck ICE, and fuck Trump. Thank you.
And with that, I will tell everybody goodbye. Be safe. Do good works. And we'll see everybody on Friday.
Bye.
Bye. Love y'all.
Bye.
Yep. Yep.